What's up, people? You've got the Oracle there back for the final with a sweet colorless deck. The opponent mulled to seek and is playing a green deck apparently, as we kept a sweet hand. Not much to say about it. That Shrieker was a decent draw, uh, if I can draw a third land. Um, you know, nice 3-drop to go well with my drone. As the opponent is playing red-green, it seems, which is in my opinion and from what I've tested so far, which is not too much, I have to say, one of the best color combination. Maybe in 2 weeks I will realize that it was a lie and it is not, but I've had a lot of success with those two color in Oath of the Gatewatch so far, as the opponent is playing 3 color apparently. Can we draw land? No. I guess I'll play that now. If the opponent has a removal or a counterspell, well, not too much I can do. And attack with my drone. So, I mean, I don't mind that top deck too much. As the opponent plays a Void Grafter, which I could and should have played around. Or at least not attack. I should have at least attack with mana open, so my opponent would fear maybe something. My attack was quite bad there, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna try to, you know, make things look better. I know it's the start of the set, but that was still a misplay. I mean, you know, I've been doing a few drafts now, and it's time where I should start to worry about things like that. And there are not many flash creature. Also, we've seen 2 of them during the draft. So yup, it was just a misplay there. And the opponent seems to be playing the colorless 3-color deck, which is pretty greedy, I would say. I guess it might end up good for them. And here I'm likely taking 2 damage, maybe more if they use something. A Reality Hemorrhage on my Shrieker. Alright, that is quite bad indeed. Guess I'll attack there. I'm fine training my Unnatural Endurance for a Blinding Drone. Not the best thing in the world, but I have nothing else to do basically. So, but I guess the opponent will take 2 damage as they don't really care about what I'm doing right now. So, despite me making a fairly bad misplay with the turn 3 attack, you know, I'm having a lot of issues with my mana so far, which does not help at all. Guess it's time to play this Dominator drone, but I think I'm likely to lose this game. I just missed a few too many land drop, and that attack into the Void Grafter was quite disastrous. Yeah, honestly, that's just a good lesson for me and for people that are watching me. That thing is annoying, and you should worry about it. Alright, as the opponent is attacking with the whole squad. Sure, I don't have any really great blocks. And he taps that. Alright, yeah, I just don't have any good block. I'll take 5 there. If they have a burn spell, well, they have a burn spell. Honestly, I really don't see how I'm coming back in this game. Kinda wanna get rid of that blinding drone. I think getting rid of that Warden of Geometries is just better though, so that's gonna be my play. And if the opponent has a counterspell, well, that's gonna be the end of the game. I might still be able to come back in this game, but honestly, even if I had made my land drop, you know, the draw my opponent had coupled with my awful attack into the grafter would have most likely lose me the game. Alright, that was a quick And bad game for me. Bad because I missed land drop, and mostly bad because I played badly. Yeah, there's not much else to say. Snare is a decent answer to the Void Grafter. Um, my opponents seem to have quite toughness heavy creature, so I guess I will cut the nursery for Snare there. And you know, um, play better is gonna be a good start to to try to come back in this final. Anyway, I'd definitely like to play first, and I have a very sweet hand that I'm gonna keep. Feel like River Drone is a better first drop than Sludge Crawler. We'll see how things goes. Honestly, I really want to play. I mean, if he plays nothing turn 2 and has the mana for the Grafter on turn 3, I would really be happy playing around that. I might not be really able to do so. I guess if I have Sludge Crawler and 3 lands and 4 lands, I can, you know, attack with it and still live if he blocks. That aside, that thing is just quite strong and annoying and good against me. As those this Inverter of Truth didn't see any play so far. Not sure how good it is. Anyway, I might just get destroyed during this final. That was a good draw, given the aggressive and heavy Eldrazi deck I'm currently making. The opponent has a very greedy deck though, playing 3 color with colorless. That's a lot of thing, I would say. As here I have 2 choices. I can equip, which doesn't do a whole lot. It will make my thing bigger just from 1, which is not. I think playing the Nether Drone is just a better play, unless the opponent has a 2-mana counter spell that removes from the game, in which case that's gonna be decently bad for me. Not too awful though. They might also have the burn spell, Reality Hemorrhage, but I could have wanted to use it on that if they had that, just because the ingest could be important for my deck. But apparently they do not have that, because they would have killed the Nether Drone, I'm quite sure. Alright. As it smells a lot like the Void Grafter there. So, means that I will not play recklessly, and this Inverter of Truth just lose me the game on the spot. So I guess I'll equip that here, see what happens, and if the opponent doesn't do anything else, I will just attack with the River Drone. It is obviously bad if the opponent has the bounce spell that puts on top of my library, but honestly if he has that and the Grafter, there is just not much I can do. I just really don't want to, you know, suicide attack my drone into the Grafter, so that's gonna be my play there. And if he has the bounce spell, well, that's bad, but not much I can do. If he didn't have the Grafter, that's also annoying, but, you know, I cannot afford to sacrifice my drone into the Grafter. I guess I could have equipped on the drone too, but not the best play ever, as they have the Grafter. So despite me playing really bad game 1, I just managed to make the right play this time, which is good. And Mouth Kozilek is pretty good at stopping me from attacking with pretty much everything I have. Alright, unless I draw another Eldrazi, which would make the drone even bigger. I don't have any really good attack. But it seems like I managed to top deck an Eldrazi, which is very sweet and lucky. Also that one is quite good as, you know, providing me with 2 damage and being a 3-2 for my next attacks. And there I will just attack with the drone, and my opponent is likely to double block, and in the end he will trade a Mouth Kozilek for a River Drone, which, you know, I'm fine with. Definitely killing the Mao. And yup, that's a very good start for me. I'm not gonna not gonna lie. And I will have another 5-4 there ready to attack. Alright. Nettle Drone is also quite threatening for my opponent. Inverter of Truth, not sure that I want to try that out. So far it didn't seem great. That was my second pick, but that's not likely to be a great thing. Sears Lantern is fine with me. Jwar Isle Avenger, alright. Well, let's not forget to use the drone ability. And I guess that now my opponent is likely to double block one more time. I would expect that from them. Let's just think about my potential attack. So, I could equip that here, attack with the whole squad, and deal 3. And I would trade a creature and lose another one. That doesn't seem good enough. I will just continue to attack with the drone there. I mean the other drone, because I'm playing a lot of drone today. And likely trade it for an Avenger. Actually, I want to kill that first so I can start attack with my 3 power creature next turn if needed. Alright. And at some point I might use my Inverter of Truth. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. As here I'm gonna play that and most likely equip it with the armor and pass the turn. Alright. I guess something like Radiant Flame could be very good for my opponent. That aside, they are really not in a good spot. Games are easier when you play around the grafter and around cards in general. Game 1 was, you know, quite stupid on my side. Alright, Warden of Geometries, not the most threatening thing ever. Guess I'll ping the opponent there. Another drone. Think that just kills my opponent actually, unless they have a counterspell, which is not too likely since they don't have any blue mana open. So that should be game. And my draw was very strong. Lucky indeed, but really strong. If they have a removal for the drone there, no, not even, because I can just... They should have responded to the colorless trigger. Anyway, that's gonna be game, and things went a bit better for me there. As we are officially playing a 4-color deck, as I said, quite greedy. Kinda wanna try Witness the End there. That even Inverter of Truth has been so disappointing and so, you know, lackluster. Every time it was in my hand I felt like, well, if it works it's good, if it doesn't work I just lose. And Witness, I kinda appreciate that on the draw against a medium, decently slow deck, because depending on what their draw is I could just, you know, remove the 2 last cards that could reveal to be important. I feel like it just might be a better card than the Inverter of Truth. Not sure though. That card is... It doesn't have trample either, like the Persecutor. I don't know how good it is. I guess actually I could play a bunch of Corp Churn with Inverter of Truth. That could be a funky deck. I'm not really doing that there. And Nursery still doesn't seem great against my opponent, so I guess that's gonna be my main deck for the final game. And if I have a decent draw and play correctly, I might be able to win that final. I guess we'll see how it goes. Those Void Grafter, you know, are really annoying. Even if I'm playing around them, quite good. And yeah, that card is just great. Probably one of the best uncommon. The only issue is that, well, it's 2-colored cards, so you kinda want... You don't really want to first pick that. On the other hand, blue-green works quite well, I found out, like red-green. Green is quite good overall, despite it being quite bad in Battle for Zendikar. So yup, I guess the opponent played a good color combination there. Um, quite, as I said, quite greedy to play 3 color plus colorless though. As it seems that the opponent is not there yet. I will wait a few seconds and then most likely post the video if my opponent doesn't show up. Anyway, what can I tell you about this matchup? Not much. Honestly, if we both have decent draw, it is likely that it's gonna be the people, I mean the guy on the play that will win. So yeah, I don't know. The thing is, I'm playing aggressive. My opponent is playing 4 color, so there is that too. I mean, it is more likely that my opponent makes a slower or worse draw than I figure, I think. And since I'm quite aggressive, bad draws will punish my opponent more than me. As they are finally here and give us an amazing no-lander, which I have to mulligan, unfortunately. This one is decent. I'm lacking red, but I'm gonna keep it. And Seagate Wreckage. Interesting. It could be good late game and it enables Oblivion Strike, but I don't think I can really afford to keep that. I already have 3 land, which is quite a lot for my deck, and I'm really looking to get red, so don't think that keeping that wreckage is gonna be great for me. As the opponent is just chilling in his main phase, drops an island and pass the turn. Slow the Drone was a great top deck, given I have a colorless, so it's, you know, it's a 2/2 Death Touch is quite good, to be honest. As I will play my swamps, not show that to my opponent that I have the colorless open, which could change a bit the way he plays. Attack there for 1, I suppose. In just something which, you know, doesn't do much for me. Unless it was something good that my opponent needed, and play that slow the drone. That might get countered, but did not get countered. Alright, I just need to draw a mountain next turn, and despite that mulligan, my hand might just prove to be very good. So the opponent is making a very slow start. I will just attack with slow the drone there. I don't wanna, you know, attack into that stupid Void Grafter. And if he wants to still play it and trade, I am completely fine to do so. Which is likely to happen. Yup, sure. Alright. And I guess I'll pass the turn now. Well, honestly, with the Oblivion Strike, it means that even a big and threatening spell I can most likely deal with. And I just need the red to do a lot of things. I didn't draw land, my opponent did not draw land either. Guess... well, if they have another Grafter, that's really annoying, but not too much I can do. If they use the bounce spell, it is also annoying, but you know, I will not sit there. And apparently, since I just removed 2 land, that Injas might have been quite great and lucky on my side. As I draw another red spell, not the best. I guess I'll continue to attack for 2, milling land. Sears Lantern, that's not a land, but I would guess that my opponent would have been happy to draw that. So it's rather unlucky for my opponent, but I guess if they cannot play match with that on the battlefield, and since I just milled a few lands, I do not feel too bad. Anyway, still cannot cast match since the opponent didn't played something I can strike, or I want to strike rather. So I guess I'll just attack for 3. Get a sweep away, which is not a land, but I'm happy to get that out of my opponent. And as they play a blinding drone, sure. And I guess they will take 3 next turn. Dominator drone, or maybe just 1 actually. If he blocks, I'm definitely pumping. If he doesn't block, well, that's gonna be a Dominator drone eating the battlefield. As I just ate a Deep Fathom Skulker, which if you don't know what it is a rare that is very threatening. Basically give the Thieving Magpie ability to all creature, as well as providing unblockable for colorless. Anyway, That drone was not great, but it is decent as a creature. I guess I would rather draw a red, but this will happen at some point, hopefully. So, my opponent is not very lucky, but my draw is not great either, so it evens things a bit, I would say, as they are likely to play a 4-drop here. Or maybe not. Yeah, incubator drone, alright. Sure. Guess I'm trading my dominator drone for that next turn, maybe? Or I could strike something. Still didn't manage to draw red, which is bad. Guess my best play is to attack with both and, you know, pump the Sludge Crawler depending on what he blocks with. Don't really want to strike one of those. They don't seem threatening to me. As the opponent does this block, now I have to think. No, not really actually. I'm clearly, you know, just using that ability. Honestly, that's a bit annoying, but I don't have anything else to do with my mana, unfortunately. So, alright. Yep, I mean, the lower the opponent is, the more likely they die to Barrage Tyrant too, so I don't mind, you know, making that happening. If the opponent plays another land there and, you know, start to play bunch of creature and all, things could go wrong for me quite quickly. I really need my red now. Since the opponent find some things, yeah, time has come that I also find things, because if I don't, I will just lose. As they start to attack there, which is never a good news. And I drew a swamp. Awful. Pretty awful. Mantis is not too threatening, but I feel fine removing it from the game, because it makes my opponent either sacrifice the token, or chump block, or take 3. And that thing is quite annoying anyway. And I don't want to get too far behind tempo-wise, so even though it's not too threatening, I think that I kind of have to do so. Alright, will I ever draw red? That's the question of the day. The opponent drew their 5th land, which is bad news for me, obviously. Just drinking a bit of tea there. Yeah, I think if I don't draw red next turn, I'm very likely to lose, honestly. I'm more and more likely to lose, but the chances that I lose are becoming more and more likely the more time I take to draw my reds. That was not awful, but not really good either. At least we are getting 2 spell, most likely, but I'd much rather draw red. Anyway, let's do that. At least it's a bit of damage, which, you know, doesn't hurt, given my opponent is at 6 and most likely most likely 4 after that. Okay, Stone Shearing Boiling Nurse. Boiling Nurse is actually not too great against me. Actually, I haven't drawn, as well as the 2-1 too. Well, it is decent. Alright. As they drew a Cataract, which is very good for them, I would assume. Warden is another thing that, you know, can block. I really need to draw red now. If I don't, I feel like... Okay. Alright. Let's calm down. Might be able to come back. The question now is, should I play Barrage Tyrant or Nether Drone first? I think Barrage Tyrant is more threatening overall. Let's undo. Let's just go into the combat step and see what the opponent wants to do actually. If he lets me attack, I'm fine trading my drone for the Warden. And I'd rather him tapping the drone than the Tyrant. Alright. Yep. I guess time has come to play the Tyrant and hopefully it doesn't die. In which case I could be able to just, you know, throw damages at my opponent. Honestly, if the opponent doesn't have a removal or a bounce spell, I think it is very likely that they die, but red kinda, you know, means that they have a removal. Okay, Devour and Flame, sure. I'm not under too much pressure yet, which is a good news. And I guess that Nether Drone is a bit threatening. So there I could play a Forerunner. They will tap the drone and trade a Warden for the Forerunner. Is that good enough? Doesn't seem great. Had I drawn a red, I would have been in great shape. But I guess my play now is Nether Drone. I hope they don't have a counter spell or a burn spell, because that thing is gonna kill very quickly, given the hand I have. Alright. As the opponent is doing what? Reality Hemorrhage. Okay, that's really, really bad for me. It is likely that they will just, you know, card advantage me out of the game. And I guess actually Immobilizer is very strong. I didn't realize that. What are they doing there? Oh, they thought it was second main phase, I think. Anyway, end step nothing. Alright. Well, that's quite interesting. I can do things there. I can do very strong things actually. If the opponent doesn't have match. So I can play the Immobilizer. Yeah, that seems very good. Play the Forerunner. Use the Immobilizer ability and give haste to both creature. Colorless spell though, never mind. So again, I will... There's not much I could have done better though. Guess I will attack only with one creature actually. Alright. Sure. Guess I'll target him and attack for 3 maybe, if the opponent doesn't have something. Alright. As they are likely to tap one of my dude, I would assume. And hopefully they don't have... I think if they had the bounce spell, they would not... They would have, you know, bounced that and not this, because it does damage, as they are likely to draw 2 cards there and go to 1. Alright, as I ingested a mountain. I like my chances there. Because next turn I think that I'm casting... Actually I can cast only 1 Mo and give it haste and use the ability. But if the opponent didn't draw match, they are likely to die off because of the Immobilizer, because I'll be attacking with 4 creature and they have no blocker. A removal on the Immobilizer would change things a lot, but that card has been quite good there. Anyway, I think I should just play Mauder. I cannot use this ability and use a natural endurance, unfortunately. Sure. I guess I'll give haste to that thing. And try to attack. And the opponent needs a lot of things there, because he's dealing with one of my thing. But he has no blocker. He needs to deal with 3 other creature actually, never mind. Yeah, that's gonna be game, alright. Alright, so the Immobilizer was quite great here. So it's gonna be a win. Despite me making a really bad play game 1, I think this final went decently enough for me. The opponent was stuck on land there, but I was stuck on land too, so it was a bit even. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that draft and those games and those match. If you did, feel free to leave a like or subscribe, it is appreciated, and see you guys for another draft.